Hey, it's Dead Guy Cardboard. I have my year in review video for 2021. Love making these videos. I've been doing them the last couple years where I show off my best pickups from the year. I think this is by far my best collecting year. My goal was to pick up some big vintage cards, pick up some more vintage cards. I was doing a lot of modern pickups in the last couple years. Some true Dead Guy Cardboard. And yeah, I certainly had some more funds this year than I had in 2020. No one liked 2020. All right, I'll start off quickly with some modern cards, some of the bigger 90s insert cards I picked up. This is the 1998 Bowman's Atomic Refractor out of 100. This has the original Panini cracked ice look to it. And then this is not a fan favorite, but I like it. This is the Atomic Refractor from 1999. No cracked ice to it, but really cool etching. Well, there is actually a little bit of cracked ice kind of design in the etching. Can't really see it in the camera, but I think these are cool cards. These are out of 100, like the one from 1998. And then I picked up this 1999 Finest Gold Refractor. These have become pretty big cards, pretty expensive cards. These are out of 100 as well. If you're looking for one of these, be careful to not pick up the ones that don't have the decal edge. They don't have the decal edge. That means they weren't pack pulled. They were probably taken from the factory. And then I picked up this 1998 Pinnacle Epics Moment Emerald. These are out of just 30. They're not serial numbered, but it's stated that these are out of 30. So this is another, if you're familiar with Panini's Kaboom cards with the cartoon players of the basketball players, I think they're doing football too now and even baseball. But this is the same background as the Kaboom cards that everyone loves. And then this is, of course, is the cracked ice. So, I mean, come on, Panini. Think of some new designs. These are, over 20 years old. Cool looking designs, though. I'll give them that. Speaking of cool looking designs, this is a huge 90s insert pickup for me. This is the Precious Metal Gems Barry Larkin from 1998. These are massive cards in the basketball card world, but really big cards too as well for the baseball card collector. I would say this is like a top 5 card now for 90s insert baseball cards. Usually the backgrounds on these cards are a lot cooler, like people in space and running away from tigers and rhinos, but usually the background has to corresponds with the city, and I guess they thought Cincinnati was just a cornfield, which not really. Southern Ohio doesn't have a lot of cornfields. And then to round out the Barry Larkin pickups from the year, I picked up this 87 Cons rookie card. This is his toughest card to get in a high condition, and this is the highest graded card by SGC and PSA. Only one Mint 9 graded by SGC. The highest grade for PSA is PSA 8. The reason being is these red borders and the fact that these cards were handed out at Riverfront Stadium in these little cello packs. So very condition sensitive set. Happy to pick that up. And then before I get into vintage cards, I picked up these cards from the National. These are from DJ Ski. He's a DJ and a very talented artist. But all these cards are based off Chicago imagery, like Kanye West. Well, these are all Kanye West albums with some extra Chicago spin on it. There's the Jordan. And these are all out of 2021. So fairly short printed. And you can get one a day, or I kind of snuck and got 2 a day at times because I forgot about this thing. But if you got all 4, you could redeem it for a 5th card, and they'll send it to you in the mail. And so I recently got this card. I haven't shown this off yet. This is the 5th card, and only 808 people redeemed all 4 cards for the 5th one. So it's even more short printed. Cool looking card. I'm not a huge fan of Project 2020 and these type of cards, but I think I hold on to these cards for sure because they're cool looking, and as a reminder of the fun times I had at the National this year. Went to my first National. So nice meeting all those YouTubers, and I'm definitely going to go next year. I think it's Atlantic City, so I'm still in New York City, so that will be a much easier trip for me. Okay, enough talk. Let's get into the vintage. Start off with this bad boy. I picked up this 1933 Gaudi Jimmy Fox. This is the more short printed version. There's 2 versions. This is the number 29. I believe there's a 161, or I can't remember what the number is, but it's a higher printed version that was printed later in the set. But this is a low numbered Fox, which there's fewer of these, but they tend to be the same value as the one that's in the hundreds. The one that's in the hundreds actually has a different printing technique. It usually has a richer color, and these the number 29 ones tend to be a little more faded. But this is a pretty nice version. I've been eyeing these for a long time. It's very tough to find well-centered. The back has some, it's a little discolored, but I might upgrade eventually. These are just tough cards to find. And, my goal this year was to pick up cards with great eye appeal because I think overall the market is just overpriced, even for vintage cards. But if I find cards that, regardless of the price, I'm always going to be happy with them. If they go down in price, I'm going to be happy that they because they have great eye appeal. And then I picked up this card at the National. This is the top 5 greatest boxer of all time, Joe Louis, the Brown Bomber. This is his key rookie card. Love the look of this card. It's got some great gloss on it. A little bit of a wrinkle on it somewhere. That's why it got a 3. But this is a British card. A lot of boxing rookie cards come from out of Europe and not the United States. Speaking of European cards, I did pick up a 1960 Hemmett's journal, the entire journal that has the Cassius Clay card on it. I think I'll do a video about that. I won it from a Swedish auction house, had to pay all these fees to get it shipped over here, and I had my wife cut it up for me because she has much more precise hands in terms of, crafts. So we cut it up because it has to be a hand-cut card, and we got it graded by PSA. And I recently sold it, which helped fund some of these bigger cards. But I'll make a video about that because that's a really cool card. I think Silver Jactify, I just picked one up. I will eventually pick up one again, but I wanted to use the funds to pick up some other cards. And then I picked up this rookie card, sort of a random pickup, but I got it for a great price from a sort of an obscure auction house. This is White Hoyt's rookie card. This is actually from 1922, not 1921. It says 1921 on the SGC label, as well as the PSA label, but you know these are from 22 because it says 120, pictures of 120 baseball stars. The ones that say pictures of 80 of the leading baseball stars, those are from 1921, but these are from 1922. But this is his true rookie card. He was not from the 80 series. But Hoyt was a Hall of Fame pitcher for the Yankees, and he was a commentator for the Reds. So, happy to pick this card up. I love the look of these American Caramel cards. I want to pick up some more cards. I find a lot of these pre-war Hall of Fame rookie cards from like the American Caramel sets are pretty undervalued. At least the ones that are not like top tier Hall of Famers. Speaking of a pretty undervalued rookie card, this is one I have not shown off yet. This is Mickey Cochran's rookie card. This is a 26 to 29 exhibits card. I think this particular card was from 1926. This is a very rare color variation, the yellow color variation. I couldn't find any other yellows. None showed up on the PSA pop report. I couldn't find any incompleted listings or on SGC. But tough cards to come by. There's only about 45 graded between SGC and PSA. And I want to pick up more of these exhibit cards. I actually love the size of these things. And there's a lot of key Hall of Fame rookie cards from the 20s exhibit sets. The biggest being Lou Gehrig, but there's like Chuck Klein's from there, Al Simmons. There's a bunch I'm just kind of blanking on, but this is kind of cool too. Like it hasn't been written on, but you can see someone's dirty fingerprints from what could have been from the 20s. What's cool too about Mickey Cochran is Mickey Cochran was the inspiration for Mickey Mantle's name. His father named Mickey Mantle after Mickey Cochran. Let me put some cards in the background. What am I doing? I put some eye candy up. Got a lot of SGC cards, I guess, this year. I still do not like the SGC label. I like the black label, but I don't like the giant lettering. You know, go back to this size lettering, but maybe make this black border. Anyway, speaking of SGC, I picked up this, essentially a 101. This is a Lionel Carter card. If you don't know who Lionel Carter is, I made a whole video about him. I'll link him and I'll link that video in the description below. But Carter was basically a pioneer for the hobby. He was friends with Jefferson Burdick, and Jefferson Burdick wrote the card catalog that really defined the hobby. I mean, Jefferson Burdick coined the T206 set, the T206 sets. He was the one that indicated this should be E121 American Caramel sets, and Lionel Carter was good friends with Burdick. Of course, Burdick's collections in the Met, but Lionel Carter was almost as influential as Burdick. Had an amazing collection, was very meticulous about what he collected. I think he started pack pulling cards in starting with the 1933 DeLong, and any cards prior to that he did not pack pull because he was too young, but he was very good about always upgrading his cards, and he would only have one card of each player. He would not have duplicates of this card. He would just continually upgrade the cards, and then he would store them in these albums and keep them in a dark closet. So all these cards from the T206 set look pack fresh. I mean, look at the color on this thing. The corners are pretty sharp. I mean, this is a 6. I think this is the highest graded T206 card I have. And I always loved the action pose from this card. Okay, so I got this Culkin's Ship Bug, starting with this card. I had this card on my watch list for a long time because I like keeping track of rare Hall of Fame rookie cards. A great place to look for Hall of Fame rookie cards, especially pre-war Hall of Fame rookie cards, is on oldcardboard.com. If you just Google old cardboard rookie cards, it'll pop up a list of these players' true rookie cards. And this is Joe McCartney's true rookie card. And Joe McCartney was one of the best managers of all time. He managed the Yankees. And what's also interesting about these Culkin's Chips cards is they're extremely rare. So there are only 12 total graded between PSA and SGC of this card. And so if you're collecting Hall of Fame rookie cards, this is a card that you would essentially need. Granted, this is a manager Hall of Fame card, but I think it's just a really cool card. Happy to pick it up, but that got me kind of hooked on Colgan's chips, especially the Hall of Fame rookie cards. So then I picked up this Speaker rookie card. It's just a 1, but I don't honestly mind the condition because these cards in general are just so rare. There are 24 total graded between PSA and SGC of this card. Now, if you compare it to his T206 rookie card, there's 1,094 PSA graded, and I couldn't find the inaccurate SGC pop report, but I would say total pop of the T206 Speaker is graded between SGC and PSA is approximately 2,000 cards. There's only 24 of these Colgan's Chips True Rookie cards of a Speaker, so a much more rare rookie card compared to the T206 cards. And there's no portrait from the T206 set of Speaker, whereas this is a great portrait card. All these Colgan's Chips cards are portrait cards from the Carl Horner studio. So some of the images are the same as T206's, but a lot of them are not, like this Speaker. And then you'll find players are just, for some reason, were never included in the T206 set, like Harry Hooper. This is his rookie card. Well, I would call it his XRC card. His true rookie card has the National League designation. This is the American League designation. They basically messed up because he was never in. There's no Boston National League so they corrected it and made it American League designation. But there's only 17 total graded of this American League designation Harry Hooper card. Of course, Hooper was just a great player for Boston. It's got a 1.5 because there's a little bit of a pencil mark that was erased on it. But if it wasn't for that pencil mark, this would probably grade a 7 or an 8. I mean, just great looking card. Happy to pick it up. Okay, rounding out with some pretty big boys. This was one I picked up at the beginning of the year, and it increased in value by quite a lot. I've been telling people on my videos to pick up this guy's rookie card for the last 2 years, so hopefully you picked one up because he just got inducted to the Hall of Fame. I was saying he's going to get inducted to the Hall of Fame 2 years ago, and sure enough, he did this year. And this card went up a lot in value. This is the Mini Minoso 52 Topps rookie card. Just a great looking card. Pretty well centered. Tough to find this card centered. And happy to pick it up because there are only a handful of Hall of Fame rookie cards from this iconic 52 Topps set. And Mickey Mantle does not have a rookie card from this set. That is from 51 Bowman. And then I guess you could say this was an upgrade. I had an SGC 4.5 Lajoie, but I got this PSA 4 Lajoie because it just looked even better than my 4.5 SGC Lajoie portrait. I mean, look at the color on this thing. The registration is really sharp. Yellow portrait cards from the T206 set in general are just hard to find with nice color, and this just looks really good. I think I'll eventually re-slab this in a new holder. It might try to get it bumped up because I think this could get a 4.5. I mean, it has some rounded corners, but just a sharp looking card. And I was actually going through and clearing out some old photos on my iPhone, and I had screen grabbed this card from like 2016 on an eBay auction. I remember I screen grabbed it because I was bummed that I lost out on it. Certainly paid more for it nowadays, but was happy to get it. And then I like I was saying earlier, I was trying to focus on cards with just great eye appeal. I do believe, though, some of these card prices that I paid for these cards will go down, because I think, in general, card prices are just, they're too high. I made a whole video about why I think in 2023 card prices will go down a lot, while saying that next year, 2022, we'll see some slides as well. But that's why I'm trying to focus on cards that, if they do go down in price, yeah, it would suck, but ultimately I'll still be very happy with the card because I was patient and I found cards that have excellent eye appeal. This is an example of one. This card has actually maintained its value, though, even though I bought this in February at the height of this whole card craze. This is the 48 Bowman Stan Musial rookie card at 4.5. I mean, look at the color on this thing. It looks pack fresh, really rich, dark color. I actually love black and white cards. I know not a lot of people are fans of black and white photography, but I am, and it's just I mean, look at this card. Clean back, really well centered. Very, very tough to find this card well centered. And then on top of that, with just really a clear registration. And then finally, this is the biggest card I've ever picked up. Certainly the most I've ever paid for a card. The 1951 Willie Mays in a 4.5. Really well centered. Extremely tough to find this card well centered, and honestly any grade below like a 7. There's a little bit of a print line right here, but it's not too bad. It bothers me a little bit, but overall it kind of just blends in with the tarp in the background. But other than that little print line, there's just hardly anything wrong with this card. Pretty clean back, some wax stains in the back. I think there was a little wrinkle somewhere on the card, but very happy to pick this card up. Just I consider Willie Mays to be one of the best players of all time. I would say that post Jackie Robinson, Willie Mays is the best player of all time, and then pre Jackie Robinson, Babe Ruth is the best position player of all time. Although Babe Ruth was a pitcher too, but the reason I got this card now is because I think it will maintain its value. I wanted to pick it up before it spikes, which I think it will, because he is in his 90s. He unfortunately will pass away sometime soon. And there's a documentary coming out next year, which will further expose Willie Mays for really the great talent that he was. I think he's often overlooked by a lot of players from the era. And certainly this rookie card is getting recognized more and more, and it's got up in value a lot. Finally, though, truly the biggest pickup of the year is my wife and I are expecting a baby girl in April, so very excited for that. I'm sure that will cut into my cardboard budget for next year, as it should. But I have my eyes set on some cards. I want to get some non-baseball cards. I've been wanting to get some vintage basketball cards for the longest time, like a Pete Maravich rookie card, or some 61 Fleer basketball cards, very short printed cards from that set. Anyway, I hope everyone's had a good year and have a happy new year to come later.